And with this, we go to Tim Sachin at the sport desk for a live report.
Hello, Tim Sachin here, and welcome to the Battle of Salamanca on a sunny July afternoon here in the year of our Lord 1812. We have a bit of a grudge match for you today here in the Peninsular War League, as the French has lost the last 4 contests as Oporto, Talavera, Busaco, and Fuentes de Onyoro, and will be looking to get some revenge from these defeats. Coming in from the south in the Blue Jackets is the powerful French army under its new manager Marshal Auguste de Marmont, Duke of Ragusa. We remember how team owner Napoleon Bonaparte replaced their previous manager, André Massena, after the disappointing showings of Busaco and the Fuentes, despite his successful rescue of the garrison at Almeida, going with youth and vigor clearly over experience and cunning. From the north, filing out from Salamanca itself, is the red-coated veterans of the British Army with their Portuguese teammates under their longtime coach Arthur Wellesley, the Earl of Wellington. It will be recalled how Lord Wellington breathed new life into this struggling franchise and has led them to an unbroken string of victories since taking control of the team back in late 1808. The run-up to the battle have been a mixed bag for the British, however. After taking the border fortresses of Ciudad Rodriguez and Badajoz in the winter and spring, Wellington sought a match with Marmont, but he has continuously avoided agreeing to such a proposal and instead maneuvered around the British flank to try to force them back into Portugal and avoid a full match that might well decide the future championship of this league. Today, talking to the French assistant coach Bertrand Clausel earlier, the French team was adamant that they feel a decisive clash is a thing to avoid, as they hope to take the trophy by default if they can keep the British from bringing it to a pitched fight.
Well, we can outmatch the British at any time, but a straight-up fight, they are very effective. We must play to our strengths if we desire to maintain our lead in the war.
That was the word of Clausel. To achieve this, and despite Lord Wellington's obvious attempts to get the match going, the French have occupied the Greater Arapil Hill across from the British bench at the Lower Arapil, and it seems that Marshal Marmont has set his veteran Centre Generals Thomier and Morcune on a march around the British left flank, as a cloud of dust seemed to indicate that part of the British army is stealing a march on the French team. Oh, wait, it seems we also have a sideline interview with experienced British 4th Division Commander Sir Lowry Cole.
Well, it seems the French are clearly trying to avoid a direct confrontation, so we might have to once more be on the road, but then you should perhaps expect that the Earl have something up his sleeve. You should watch our right today. I feel they should have a grand run.
Now the cannons on the opposing Arapils have started to fire on each other, but otherwise it has been a quiet start to the match. We shall go to a commercial and see if anything have happened when we return.
Hey y'all, are you tired of getting all gussied up and trying to act fancy and put on airs? Are you fixing to do something? Are you just wanting to do redneck things with some fun-loving people? Well, mosey on over to my channel after this here battle. Every Wednesday, my co-host Adelaide Chaos and I get trashy with our live show White Trash Wednesday. And on Mondays, you get a short upload of a vlog, a cupcake, or whatever else I feel like doing that week. So come on over.
Commercial break.
Holy haymaker, what an advance! Wellington released his 3rd Division now under backup General Edward Pakenham, as we remember the experience and skill centre-forward General Thomas Picton is out with injury, and there was some doubt as to how his replacement would do in such an important match. Well, he has put all worries to shame as he, under Lord Wellington's orders, brought his divisions forward into the flank of the extended march of Thomier. The French is clearly caught out wrong, and the ball is at Pickenham's feet. He is leading his divisions in to give a volley and fire, and there goes in the charge with the bayonet. The French are reeling. Thomier seems down. Yes, he is down. Oh, this is bad from the French side, as their left seem to be unraveling. The last brigade of Thomier's division is attempting to rally and is exchanging fire with the advancing British, but are being slowly forced back. And there is a red card on the field. It is for Marmont. Marmont has been expelled from the battle by a British cannon, just as he realized his left was too far extended and moved in order to support it with the center. The red card came out of the gunner referee's pocket and delivered to the French French manager by means of a cannonball. This will not bode well for the French attempts to reorganize and get back in this match now that the British have taken the early lead. Where is the assistant manager Clausel? He is nowhere to be found. He might be in the locker room. There is no control on the French sideline. This can be a dreadful problem for the players on the field, as we can see Lord Wellington give fresh directions to his men. And there is the last organized regiment in the late Thomier's division taking the field, desperately trying to hold off the determined flank rush by the British 3rd Division until Macoun can get to him in support. But I can see now it's almost the top of the hour, and we go to the studio in London for a news update.
Good afternoon. This is the 3 p.m. news. I am Thomas Farthington Smythe. London remains in shock after the horrifying assassination of Prime Minister Spencer Perceval earlier as he entered the Houses of Parliament. As the remainder of the Pittite coalition is trying to present a new ministry to the King and his son, the Prince Regent under Lord Liverpool, the opposition is hammering them on the economy and the weakening war goals. There does not seem to be any immediate strength in the House to topple the new cabinet, but without Mr. Canning and his allies, as well as any of the moderate Whigs, it is difficult to see how the weak Liverpool ministry will manage to hold on throughout the next session and possibly precipitate the greatest constitutional crisis in British politics since the King's first illness back in... Wait, I am just getting in my ear that there might have been another goal in Salamanca. So let's quickly go back to the battle and Tim Sateson.
Yes, thank you, Smiley. This match has really been heating up. Just as it was thought that Macoun's division could stabilize the French right, who was to come out of the Gunsmoke but Le Marchant's heavy cavalry brigade. He caught the last remaining regiments of Thomier's division and the leading brigades of Macoun's in open order and fell on them like a lion on a wounded gazelle on the Serengeti. This is the best cavalry charge I have ever seen from the British in this league. The French are in panic. They are being slaughtered. Macoun is also down. Oh, look at that sword stroke from the British dragoon. The head is flying off the French fusilier. His blood is covering his comrades as they desperately attempt to scamper into safety. Lord Wellington has launched a full field offensive now with all of his team. 4th Division and the 5th is advancing in the centre. Without Clausel, the 2nd team captain Bonnet took over the French sidelines, but he was also at once expelled from the match by cannon for illegal position on the field. Clausel has returned from the locker room, but with his army so out of position and his left savaged by the British horsemen, it is doubtful if he can retrieve anything from this match on a day where the French had expected so much. The British cavalry is now dribbling around to the last Macoun brigade as the 3rd Division follows up with some heavy musket tackles in the panicky French infantry of Thomier's broken division as the 5th Brigade under Leith is also charging into the French defenders under Sarut. How will the French ever recover? But wait, Clausel has managed to concentrate 2 of his divisions in the centre, and they are now pushing the 4th Division back. Could the French be making a spectacular comeback by breaking the British centre? They are putting the 4th Division to flight. Clausel is doing the impossible with his strong centre-backs, but now the 1st and the 6th and the 7th Division is coming up for the British and smashing into the French counter-attack. Bullets are flying, men are dying and being wounded in large numbers. My God, this is exciting! Can the French maintain the new momentum in the centre? Can the British save the situation and continue their amazing run with their fast right-wingers, now facing the untouched division of Sarut? We shall return right after this commercial break.
Commercial break.
Do you want to get weird? Then let's get weird. Join me, Adelaide Chaos, as we ponder the oddities of the universe. Catch the Weekly Weird live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And welcome to the chaos.
Commercial break.
Welcome back to the game as the sun sets over Salamanca. As we left, the French was attempting to stabilize the situation in their centre, but with the British substitution of fresh men from the 6th and 7th Division, the French are now in full retreat. They tried to put in Ferré as an extra defender, but the pressure from the British centre and their successful right wing was too powerful, as the British made it 4-1 by scattering Ferré's men, and now only General Foy's division is left to defend the goal from the relentless pressure of the British strikers as the French are are retreating from the field. This must truly rank as one of the greatest British victories over the French for 100 years or more, and truly cements Lord Wellington as a versatile team manager that can handle both offensive and defensive tactics. On the other hand, this cannot be an acceptable French performance to team owner Napoleon, as he must surrender the first place to the British Army in the Peninsular League table at a time when he is also fully engaged with his primary army against Russia for the Championship of Europe. Despite the injuries to the British team, who lost Le Marchand as well as strong centre players Cole and Leith, Lord Wellington and his assistant Marshal Lord Beresford must be truly happy with today's outcome, and the French can only hope that they will be allowed to bring up new players from their reserve teams in Galicia and Andalusia if they are to have any chance to threaten the newly won British hold on the War League. So, with this major British victory, 4-1 over the French army of the Portugal, I will wish you all a good night. This has been Tim Sachin for the YouTube network, and until next time, keep the ball at your feet and keep your stick on the ice. Have a very nice day.